of if we did
Back on Transmission TV.
if we did have children biologically, it would be that I would have to conceive a baby, and we would have to both come off hormones to kind of do that. But I think because of how I am, and actually I don't think I could ever actually see myself pregnant and having a baby and then being off hormones for like more than 18 months while going through all of that. I said if I wanted a baby that much, I wouldn't go out for 9 months. I would stay hidden away, I think, for all that time and not go anywhere.
We did talk about it.
Yeah, we did.
Before, so about 2 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We talked very openly about it because obviously this would be both of our only chance to have biological kids.
I think I got to that sort of age where I was like, I thought about it and thought, it would be lovely to have a child, or am I just going to go the rest of my life not having any children
and
not having anybody, to sort of, be growing up sort of while I'm an adult and actually sort of have that
And
in my life.
before the hormones stopped everything working for me down there, it would have been the last time that we could do that. So it would have been the only time where we would have been able to have biological children. Because I've only ever been into guys, Rickford has only ever been into women, and so this would have been the one chance that we had as a couple to conceive a baby naturally, if you like, biologically, that would be ours. But having said that, because we're transitioning slightly later in life, so I'm 41, you're 43.
The window that I have, obviously, for that would have been really short anyway because of my age as well. So.
But also, as Lily says, Little Miss Sharon says, we've got our fur babies and scaly babies, exactly. And also, there's nothing to stop us at some point from fostering or adopting. Yeah. We're looking into that sort of long term.
I say, but generally in our life at the moment, we're normally quite busy all the time. I said, so at the moment, as things are, we probably, having a child around and that, we don't have time at the moment. But I say, hopefully, at some point in the future we may be able to foster or
and to be honest, the work that we do with Transmission, we effectively are parents for the group. We're like an official foster kids.
And as well,
foster parents.
We've talked about the fact that there's so many children out there, LGBT children, that get thrown out or the parents don't want them or things happen, and lots of children need fostering and looking after, and for those children, they would obviously, I think, take to us quite well. Obviously, if they're trans or they're, because LGBT, we understand them. We understand that, all of that sort of stuff. So it's a case of that would help the children a lot. If we took in children like that.
Debbie on Slimming World says, do we think hormones have affected our weight loss? Yes, and I'll tell you how. My weight loss is slower than it would have been. Your weight loss is faster than it would have been because the testosterone has sped up his metabolism, it's increased his body temperature, all of that, which helps with weight loss. For me, it's slowed everything down because estrogen does that. So it has made it a bit more difficult for me than prior to transitioning. But it's fine. I'm my own worst enemy when it comes down to sabotaging my weight loss, so that's fine. We've also had a question about do we face issues as a trans couple in public? We have done. I mean, we've had issues, haven't we, in the past? We've had.
No one really notices me though, to be honest.
No. You fly under the radar.
I do that, absolutely.
Yeah, mainly because you're short and the radar's at that height.
Well, yeah.
No, but he does. It's the same with a lot of trans guys. It's the reason why in a lot of documentaries you'll see trans women, because if you're gone for 38, 40 years of age and you start transitioning, you've already got, your head is a certain shape, your body's a certain shape, you might have alopecia, you might have a lot of these issues already, but it's a bit late at that point to reverse the effects of testosterone, so we can sometimes be spotted. Whereas for trans guys, I mean, just come to that camera. Look, just turn that way. See, like the facial hair all comes down with sideburns. On this side it's the same, and all underneath there's a streaky beardy now. And so now his voice is broken and he's got the facial hair. Everyone in public just hears a guy. At our new Slimming World group, well, not a new one, but the one we had to go to on Wednesday, we didn't say anything about being trans or anything.
Okay, we popped in there, I got weighed, but you were like, okay, if we actually ended up having to move to another group, like this group, everybody knows that we're trans there, no one's bothered, and you know they find us quite inspiring, some people. So with what we've achieved and what we're doing, and for them, I think, like I say, going to another group, and then kind of out, you know, maybe telling our story at some point if we stay at that new group, sharing that with other people. I think that's something you worry about a little bit, don't you?
Well, it's not so much that. I sometimes worry about people's reactions when they're being transphobic and a bit nasty, because we've had that before. I was at a pagan group and a woman gave me a load of hassle for being trans. So we've had 2 other questions come in. What are we planning to achieve with both the transitions? Where are you now? What's the goal you're planning to? Hang on. What's the goal you're planning to achieve in the future? So my goal is to be happy, and to live my life as any other woman does. Your goal is?
Mine so far is to have top surgery by the end of this year, which I hope I get done. I need to shift about another stone, so hopefully by next month at some point, I'm hoping that I will find out if I've got another appointment coming up, my appointment back to the gender clinic, and then they'll be basically asking me what surgeon or whoever I actually want to have a consultation with about my top surgery. I get one opinion for that. I think I go, I've already been okayed for the surgery, so yeah, just need to get in contact with one of the surgeons, whichever one I choose to go and have a chat with about all that, and then if all goes well, I will have top surgery. I'm hoping by the end of this year.
Debbie says, what made us start YouTube? Basically because there aren't that many trans couples out there. There certainly aren't that many trans YouTubers that are couples, but equally, when it comes down to weight loss, it affects large numbers of the trans community because we have BMI targets to hit before surgeries.
I said as well as that, some people, you know, self-harm, and all do all different things. We've done that with food, so we've kind of used it as a comfort thing, you know, to feel, you know, really depressed, really stressed about all the things that are going on, and then just turn to food because it's just there. You know, it's in your cupboards at home, it's everywhere in the fridge, and it's easy. You just comfort
just eat. And that's been our battle. So we wanted to share our story on YouTube because, you know, we're helping other people. Debbie also says we definitely need to download Transformation Street. Well, I've got to say, we were actually approached by the producers about 18 months ago to take part in whether it's actually this one or whether it was the other one that's coming up. There's a couple more documentaries coming up. And to be honest, it doesn't interest me. Transitioning is such a small part of my life. All right, it might be like a 5-year, 6-year window of my life, but I'm 41 now. Hopefully I'm not going to snuff it for another 20, 30 years. At that point, it will be, you know, it will be a 5-year period in a 70-year life. Who cares about this 5-year period? I always say when we do training, it's like, yes, I'm a trans woman, but I'm also a Doctor Who fan. I'm also on Slimming World. We've also got lizards. We've also got dogs. I'm also a fiance. I'm also, you know, but my trans identity is part of my life, but it's only part of it. It's not everything I am. And so when stories are just about the transition, well, that's the really interesting bit for everybody that sort of, you know, wants to have a good old gossip and a you know what the British are like. We're all like, look between the curtains, peeked. What's going on over there? Oh, look. I guarantee you, if a police car was parked in your street, you would all be going, oh, there's a police car over there. I wonder what's happening there then. Oh, there's an ambulance at number 57. What's going on at 57? Oh, I wonder, have a look. Oh, because that's how we are. So whilst I don't mind that, I don't also feel the need to sort of add to that, really. But transformation, we will look at it. We will have a read of it. It's just that we haven't. Christina says it's good. We haven't just had time as yet to actually watch it, have we? We haven't. We're just so busy. And quite frankly, if we do get a bit of downtime, we'd rather watch Superior Donuts, which is a comedy from America,
it's really funny,
or WWE. It was interesting to get an insight into transition as I was. Okay, Moggy, I don't quite understand that. But, fabulous. Thank you. That's gone very big. Oh, is that? Oh, no, that's cool. That works really well.
I think it looks good.
Yeah. We just our Joan, our vice chairperson, has just printed off our criteria that we're using for a hormone project.
It's really good.
Thank you, Joan. That looks cool. So yes, so anyway, this has been 37 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up in 3 minutes time if the batteries last that long.
Yes.
So if you've got any more questions, do get them in pretty much now. Oh, apparently there's what's this? How did you come out as trans and what difficulties did you face coming out? I just went, hi, I'm trans. How did you do it?
I actually, my family are down south, so for me, I actually put it all down in an email, exactly what I wanted to say, how I was feeling and all of that stuff. Then I sent it to my family, all of them individually, and then sent them text messages to say, can they please read it, and, you know, I basically just wanted to just tell them how I felt and exactly, you know, who I am now, and you know, that I've actually figured out that I'm trans.
That's been the issue.
And that and that's been a problem for a long time. I just didn't realise it.
Yeah.
And they were perfectly fine about it. I think the only person, like I say, the only person that doesn't really get it is my brother.
Yeah.
But apart from that, everyone else has been fantastic. I mean,
with me, to be honest, when the only person that sort of that had any kind of issue was my sister, and it wasn't an issue that she had personally, was it? It was how to tell my nieces. So how we did it, because both of them are well, one's very autistic and one's just got a touch of it. We basically said that actually Auntie Lisa, that Uncle Blank, because we don't use dead names as a trans community, but Uncle Blank was actually Auntie Lisa, and Auntie Lisa was there all along. It's just that Uncle Blank thought that, or Auntie Lisa thought that, you know, because my sister isn't with the children's father, that they needed a man in their life. So Auntie Lisa pretended to be Uncle Blank so that they had somebody in their life that was a man, and that now they're a little bit older and able to understand, Auntie Lisa can go back to being Auntie Lisa. So that's how they told Shannon, who is my youngest niece and the autistic niece, whereas my older niece, who was 10 or 11 at the time, just basically they said, you know, Auntie Lisa is Uncle Blank, doesn't connect to Uncle Blank's body, and from now on she's going to be Auntie Lisa, and that's okay with you, isn't it? Because Auntie Lisa will make her happy. And my niece said, yeah, and literally overnight it was like that, wasn't it? Final question, we've just had one. What advice would you give to anyone who wants to come out as trans? To be honest, think about it. It's something which can affect every part of your life.
I mean, I would say if it's anybody younger, you know, than 18, or you don't have a job and you can't support yourself in any way, be really safe, because for some people, if you come out...
Can I just say, before we came out this morning, my hair was looking fine, and then we got in the wind when we did the walk, and my hair just went... So that's why I'm struggling
I'm saying that for those people,
it.
there's always a risk that you could get thrown out and rejected by family. So always make sure, you know, that you are able to look after yourself and support yourself, because, like I say, you don't know. I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, all family and that would be fantastic and really supportive. But like I say, there is the odd people that don't accept it and don't want that in their life. And like I say, for whatever reason, people do get thrown out and rejected. So be super, super careful.
Yeah,
make sure you're safe.
That's a major point. Whilst you may want to come out and do things immediately, just be aware of your surroundings. So if you haven't got a roof over your head that is safe, then be careful. If that means you're in a marriage, or if you're living at home with parents, or if you've got, you know, you're in a situation where you've got housemates, be careful, because you could find yourself kicked out. We've had dealings with that. Yeah. We've had young people that have come to us because they were homeless. We've had people that have been, two or three of our group have been asylum seekers,
we came
and have come, you know, to save their lives. So there are a lot of issues that happen.
But we were able to support ourselves. Obviously, we didn't live, you know, with family, and we'd kind of grown up, you know, been independent and all of that stuff. So I said it wasn't really that bad in that way for us.
No,
obviously.
And it is vitally important, if somebody is thinking about coming out as being trans, that you do get some support. Go to a support group. Go to somewhere where you've got somebody around you that is going to support you and protect you, because that is really important. Having somewhere where you can go. Sorry, we're over time now. but having somewhere where people can go to get some support and some advice from their peers is really important, because basically what that gives you, it gives you a chance to learn about who you are, it gives you a chance to have like-minded people and just to be accepted. Now, if you're gender fluid or non-binary, or even if you're very early stage transition, you might not be presenting, you might not be looking the way that you feel on the inside yet. And in those early days, it is really important to be accepted, and it's one of the things we do at our group, isn't it? Is that no matter how somebody comes, if somebody on the outside is looking male, maybe they have a beard, maybe they have, you know, short cropped hair and a beard, that person is, if they say, I'm a trans female, then they're a female. We use she pronouns. If that person says that they are non-binary and they use ze and they, we use those pronouns. We go by what people say. And that's really important, that acceptance is there. And I think that would be my number one advice, is that anybody who's thinking about coming out, do get some support. Contact Transmission, www.uktransmission.org. Contact us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/UK Transmission. Get in touch, and if you need support, you know, we can also pinpoint you into, if you're not from our region, we can pinpoint you to where people are. But it is,
like I said, we do a lot of online support as well. So, like I say, if
and we will be doing an online live support session for a couple of hours a week, won't we? That'll be coming in. So so anyway, it's been 44 minutes now. We were supposed to be doing this for half an hour. Apologies to Transmission TV. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie says, great video, proud of you both, stand up for what you believe in. It's just standing up for people who are the underdogs, isn't it? It's just, you know, our community is so often demeaned and looked down upon, and all we're trying to do is to support people that need it. But sorry to Transmission TV for the problems. I know you joined us late, and thank you to everybody on Beyond Authentic.
I said we have got a Patreon account, but we're still setting it up, like I say,
Patreon.
to see if, you know, if we can get little small donations from people. And I said, because obviously we're unfunded and every little bit of money counts. I said, even if it's like a couple of quid a month or whatever it is, you know, for the and obviously if we did videos like this and kind of kept people updated, and obviously did some social support online and that sort of stuff to help people, you know, whether that would be something possible, people would want to chip in little bits of money.
I mean, even
if anything helps.
10 people put £2 each in the pot.
It all helps.
£20 a month doesn't sound like an awful lot, but that's teas and coffees for our Bradford group.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's things like that we need to think about, because we just don't have the funds anymore to cover it. And we're not funded because the council have had all their money cut because the Tories don't believe in giving anybody any money. All political.
But I'm saying, but when we do apply for any small amounts of funding, we are normally the bottom of the pile. That, you know, we're not at the top of the list for when we apply for these bits of funding. We seem to be
we're somewhere here, aren't we?
Yep.
And then above us are sort of, well, above us would be homeless, drug, drink, alcohol addiction issues. Then somewhere up here is children, and then somewhere way up there is cute fluffy animals.
We're pretty much at the bottom, So
we're down here just above needing money for, you know, supporting.
Yeah, that's it.
I think probably there will be support groups for traffic wardens and for solicitors and other hated groups that will get more money than we get than the trans community get in donations, because we're not a very pretty. But we're not a very photogenic community, really, are we? We're not a community with large eyes and fluffy tails. I know some of us are more photogenic than others. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, when you've got,
I'm a bit fluffy,
when you've got Labradors and, you know, cute little kitty cats that are going, oh meow, tugging at the heartstrings. It's never the mutts, is it? It's never the, like, you know, the one-eared dog with half an eye hanging out and tail and like one leg. They're never the ones on the advert for the RSPCA or the Dogs Home. It's always the cute, fluffy little animals. But yeah, so we are struggling financially as an organisation, and we need support. So we do need donors. So yes, you're right. Patreon.
We do need to get that.
I'll try and put the links. I'll add the links to this later on tonight. We're actually at a fundraising do tonight as well to try and secure some more funds.
Maybe we'll get that put up tomorrow.
Yeah, we will do. Anyhow, we're going to go, because I keep saying 40 minutes. It's now been nearly 50 minutes. But thanks everyone for joining us on the live Q&A. If you're watching this after the fact, you can still get in touch with us, www.uktransmission.org, or you can join us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/UK Transmission. You can join us, you can email us via the YouTube channel on Beyond Authentic, which is our Slimming World channel, so look for Beyond Authentic _SW. You can add us on the Transmission TV channel, just look for Transmission on YouTube. And yeah, we will see you all on another video very soon. So this has been a live Q&A for LGBT History Month. You've been...
I've been here.
He's been Rufus, I've been Lisa. Rufus is the Man Cave facilitator, the treasurer, and of course my other better half. And I'm the chairperson.
That's right.
Yeah,
you got that right.
And I'm the chairperson, and we've got a lot of the team here as well. So thanks everyone for watching. We're going to go now. Thanks for your comments and all your questions. It's been lovely, and we will see you on another one, won't we?
We will.
We will. Until then, well, how are we going to sign this off?
You press that button. Where's the button gone? Yeah. There's a button somewhere on here to press it.
Yeah, no, we'll do that in a second. I was going to say, because we normally say happy slimming, but we can't say that. So we'll have to say, hang on.
Happy, happy, happy. What? Oh. Ooh, yeah.
Right then, so should we do that end bit again?
Oh,
Yeah, we'll do the end bit again. So then, do leave a comment down here in the comment
it?
section. Subscribe if you haven't already, because that really helps us out, especially on the Transmission channel. That will really help us out.
Yeah.
We're short on subscribers on there, and we will see you on another video. And as we sometimes say, happy LGBT History Month. Happy slimming. Disconnect.
Press the button. Where's the button?